In this lesson, Dr. Covey will discuss the idea of being proactive. As you watch this lesson, think of the different situations you find yourself in daily as you strive to achieve your goals. Do you act reactively or proactively?
Now, since we're focusing primarily today on selecting and achieving goals, where is that on that diagram? Look at it again. This is the 7 habits diagram. Where is it? It's in habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. In other words, you begin today with the goal in your head. Begin with the end in mind. This is the goal selection habit. But notice it is preceded by another habit. And that is the habit, be proactive. Now, why do you think it's preceded by be proactive? Proactive basically means that you have the power of choice. You can take initiative. You literally can set and achieve a goal. You are not a product of your past, or of your past habits, or of your genetic makeup, or of the social agenda that is pressing upon you. You are not a product of those things. See, most people think they are. Literally, they do. They think, but what can I do? They make me do this, or I have to do this, or I've always done this, or this is the way it's been done. This is the language they use. This is reactive language. It isn't proactive language. Proactive language is, I choose a goal. I am proactively making a choice to go for a new goal, to make a change in my life that I think is important and that will impact the totality of my life. Because the private victory basically says that your security comes from within, not from without. It doesn't come from other people's opinions. That's where most people tend to get their security, what other people think of them. Consequently, they grow up with a comparison-based identity. They don't know who they are. They know how they are seen, but they are seen differently by different people. You ever been in a crazy room mirror and looked at the weird caricature, the images that come back to you from all of the different mirrors? That's what it's like with many, many people. Literally, they are literally torn apart by being seen in different ways by different people, and they don't know themselves, and the only person they know is the person they're supposed to be to this person, or to this person. So they end up playing roles and pretending, and then they oftentimes get very jealous when they see someone exceeding better than they. Because why? Their security comes from without, from people's opinions, and they don't stack up as well with other people as they otherwise might, as they want to. Same thing, school does it to us because of the normal distribution curve. Athletics does it to us. Friends, the whole economic world is often based on status and position. All these forces combine together to give you an image of yourself, who you are. So this is highly connected to the whole concept of your spirit and your mind and your peace of mind, and even greater than that, peace of conscience, meaning your integrity, meaning living true to your value system, to those things that you know are right. You know you have 4 unique gifts that animals don't have. You're self-aware. You can stand apart from your own past and look at it. No animal can do that. You have imagination. You can envision your future. No animal can do that. You can create a goal. You have conscience. You have the internal sense, a monitor inside you that tells you what's right, what's wrong. You know you have that. You also have independent will, the power to act on the other 3. Conscience, self-awareness, and imagination. You have the power to act on that. That's what we mean by achieving a goal. So you set the goal through self-awareness. You know, you're using knowledge about your life and your need and your awareness. I used to teach this material to students at a university. And I said the first thing is be aware of yourself. Use self-knowledge. Self-learning. What is it you need? You know what? They all knew what they needed. And it was all personal. It was all tailored to them. They knew what they needed. And you know where a lot of that came from? Their conscience. Then they had the power of imagination. Okay, let's set up a goal to be accomplished this semester. Use your imagination. If you were to accomplish such and such, whatever your goal is, what would your life be like then? What would your relationships be like? What would your performance in school be like? Think about that. We used to go on what we call a 40-day sugar fast. It got people going in getting a feeling of self-control, because most people are addicted to sugar. And it takes a lot of willpower to overcome that addiction. But if they can go 40 days, they start to realize, hey, I can do all kinds of other things. So then they set up other goals. Then they all belonged to a small group that they were accountable to. And they were all accountable to each other in that small group. We'll talk a little more about that accountability a little later. But this is a foundational concept of you're free to choose. You're not a product of your past, simply because you have those 4 unique abilities. And you know what those things represent? Self-awareness is heart. Imagination is mind. Conscience is where you get the sense of what's right or what's wrong. And independent will is your body. There you have your heart, self-awareness, your mind, imagination, your conscience, that is your spirit, and your body. The ability to act, to do something. The combination of those 4 together basically involves the 4 unique gifts. Those are the 4 dimensions. That's why I encourage you to think seriously about goals that are connected. Even though you may start with one, like that sugar fast, eventually it will be led to other things, and that's when it gets exciting. Seriously. You will start to get a feeling of such momentum, such personal momentum, such personal growth and excitement.
In this lesson, Dr. Covey discussed the idea of being proactive. Do you look at the opportunities and challenges of your life proactively? Do you use proactive or reactive language? The Think section of this lesson will help you identify reactive and proactive language.